Today, I am gonna hop on real quick and I'm gonna go over my top oils for focus. So if you have trouble focusing, if maybe you have trouble being productive, maybe you have trouble getting things done, maybe you have a child that has struggles a lot in the focusing area, I'm gonna go over which oils can make a really big impact for focus, for concentration, and for, motivation and productivity. There are actually a ton that help. And what's really amazing about using these oils is that they, really go straight to your cells, straight to the brain. And so they're actually helping your brain focus. They're reoxygenating their brain. They are doing all of these things on a cellular level that help you pay attention, that help you get more done, and help you feel good about it and remember things more as well. So let's go over first my top two. They are blends, and then I'm going to tell you about some single oils that can also be helpful, and I'll go over how I use them as well. So the first one is going to be InTune. This is actually our focus blend. It has a bunch of different oils. I'm going to tell you what they are: West Indian sandalwood, patchouli, frankincense, ylang ylang, lime, Hawaiian sandalwood, and Roman chamomile. So these are great oils for focus. They are all blended together. This is not diluted. So you might find it's a little strong, and it's probably too strong for kids. So what I do is I actually take an empty roller and I pour half in the empty one, and then I top them both off with fractionated coconut oil, and it makes it really easy to use. So with focus blends like this, really good places to roll it are actually just on the spine and on the back of the neck near the brainstem, so they can just be absorbed into the bloodstream and get to work. It's also really great to put on the forearms if you or your child like to smell it, so that way you get that aromatic benefit. And yeah, super easy to just roll them on. Now, it's a little strong. Some people do not like the smell because of the patchouli in it. Some people are just not a fan, and I totally get that. So if this one is not for you, there are others that work really, really well. So the other option that's kind of more of a children's version of InTune, but completely different oils, so it doesn't have that patchouli smell, it's not as strong, is a blend called Thinker, and it is part of our kids collection. It's over on my bed, so I forgot to put it up here. But Thinker blend is also for thinking, for memory, for focus. And so you can use it in the same areas, on the spine, the back of the neck, the forearms. Another really good place to apply if you are somebody who really struggles with like repetitive thoughts. So maybe, you just kind of obsess over things sometimes. I definitely do it, especially when I get worried or a little bit anxious. And something that I found that really helps is taking either InTune or Thinker and rolling it right on my forehead. And for some reason, the oils in this, because they are so calming, they really can kind of slow that thought process down, so they can clear your head a little bit so that you can focus. And that's really the idea behind a lot of these focus blends, is to, one, wake your brain up a little bit, and two, kind of clear it out so that you can focus on what you're trying to do. Now, another blend that I love, so far InTune, Kids Thinker, and I use this as well as an adult, the kids blend, but the kids can also use it, but I just love it. The third one I love is Motivate. Motivate is just that. It helps to motivate you. So if you're procrastinating on something, if you're having trouble getting things done, Motivate's going to be your best friend. Now, what I love about Motivate is it actually does help me focus. So I will actually put it on my forehead and temples. It's super invigorating. It just helps kind of wake me up. I will also put it on my forearms. You can also put it on the spine. Motivate it is a touch roller, so it's already pre-diluted, ready to use. And it has clementine, peppermint, coriander, basil, yuzu, which is actually only from our Asian market, so really cool that you get it in this blend, Melissa oil, rosemary, and vanilla. So there's some really heavy hitter oils in this blend for focus, for calming, because when you're calm, you focus better. So you'll notice a theme with a lot of these oils is that they're really great for calming you down, because when you're calm, you're more focused. Totally makes sense to me. So I love Motivate a ton. Really, really great. I actually have this in my purse. I like to have it anytime I'm trying to focus on getting a chunk of work done, if I'm working on my website, my blog, if I'm trying to prepare things for my community. I want to be as effective as possible, and Motivate really helps me do that. This is one of my top personal blends. Now let's talk about some single oils. Now what you can do, you can put any of these in the diffuser next to yourself when you're working or next to your child that's doing homework. You can make a blend out of these and roll it on the areas that I've already talked about. You can also get really neat diffuser jewelry that holds the scent all day and just drop a drop or two onto either the lava beads in the jewelry, or they make kids jewelry that's really awesome too. In case you're sending your kiddo off to school, you want something on their wrist to be able to smell it. Awesome. Go on Etsy. There's tons of diffuser jewelry options and you can just drop it on. Now, everybody's a little bit different. So what works for one person may be slightly different for you. So you might have to play around with some of these oils. But a few that I love are anything mint. So spearmint, peppermint, wintergreen, all really, really good for waking you up so that you can focus a little better. Another oil is frankincense. Frankincense is really good for memory and oxygenating your brain. So what I love to do, I will actually take my frankincense, I will turn it over on my thumb, and I will press it to the top of my mouth. And I know that sounds just ridiculous, but it gets in your bloodstream super, super quickly right there, and it goes straight to the brain, and it actually can bring oxygen to the brain to wake it up, get rid of some of that brain fog, and help you focus better. So I personally love that trick. It also works great if you have a super bad headache, can clear it right up. Also, I find, peppermint on the temples, peppermint on the back of my neck really helps keep me alert, which is gonna help me focus better. Wild orange is also another good oil for both kind of that stimulating effect, but also very calming. So it's a really good one for kids, actually, because if you have kids that are a little bit hyperactive, they often don't do very well with lavender, right? So you may have this child that's maybe, very, gets stimulated really easily, a little bit hyperactive, and when you put vetiver or lavender on, it makes it way worse, right? So wild orange is going to be your best friend for these kids. It's going to be really calming, but also helps them focus. So you can add these to any of these combos that I'm talking about, the wild orange, the peppermint, the frankincense. Another great oil is basil, because basil is really good for energy. Sometimes we have trouble focusing because we're tired, right? When you're tired, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know what's happening. So sometimes I really have to kind of help with some of that exhaustion before I can focus. So if my baby hasn't slept and I need to get work done, I might be taking a drop of basil in my hands, cupping them over my mouth, and taking some deep breaths to help wake me up. The next one I want to talk about is vetiver. Vetiver is actually my #1 sleep oil. Now, that being said, it doesn't necessarily knock you out. And for people that suffer from a lot of hyperactivity that get in the way of them focusing, they need this to calm down. And when they're calmer, they can focus and take directions and things like that. So if you have a kiddo that maybe, gets sensory overload and, like I said, hyperactive, vetiver is going to be a really great one to put on the spine, put on the feet before you send them off to school. Now, another one that you don't normally think of, but is actually really good for focus, is clary sage. Now, I prefer to mix this one with, say, some peppermint, wild orange, maybe some vetiver. You can also take the Thinker blend, the Motivate, or the Intune, and put that on your body and then layer one of these other oils on. Sometimes the combinations together really give you that symmetry that you need to really impact your body, okay? So sometimes you need just a little bit extra, or you need to throw something else in. So all of these are amazing for focus. They are amazing for attention, and they're super simple to use, especially the roller bottles that I mentioned. Even if you just have one of those, you're gonna be able to do a ton with it. So head into your doTERRA account if you have one and pick up whatever you need for you or your kids to stay focused, whether at work, at school, at home, no matter what you're doing. If you're not yet a doTERRA member, reach out and I can help you get started no matter where you live in the world and get some goodies to you to help you use your oils better and help you figure out where to start. There's some really, really great options. And if you haven't heard, this week only, there's a huge back to school sale. And a few of the oils that I mentioned, like Intune, Motivate, and the kids collection, which has Thinker in it, are an additional 25% off of wholesale, which is a killer deal. I've never seen them that low. So definitely jump on that. If you're a doTERRA member, just go log in and grab up the back to school sale products because it's gonna be over before you know it. And they're definitely things that you want to have around for school and for just general health and wellness. If you're not a member, reach out and I can help you get in on the sale and get the best deal. So I hope that was helpful. Please share with family or friends that are struggling with focus or attention or memory. Anybody that you think this might help, please share with them. And yeah, I will put it in my IGTV so that you can easily tag them. I'll do it later this week, so just be watching for that. Yeah, just help me reach more people that these solutions will help because they really do work and they do amazing things. So I hope you all are having a great day and I will talk to you soon.